Alright, so since the announcement that Syrian Hines would be voicing Steppenwolf in Justice League, we've heard close to nothing about the debut villain for the long-awaited Justice League movie. Well, now, thanks to Hines himself, we have a little insight into what kind of bad guy we'll be seeing the team face off against later this year. Quote, he's old, tired, still trying to get out of his own enslavement of Darkseid, but he has to keep on this line to try and take over the world. Directed by Zack Snyder and starring Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, and Jason Momoa, and Ezra Miller, Justice League is released on November 14th, 2017. Gio, is this the kind of villain we want for this first Justice League movie?
Absolutely. I mean, you want somebody who is powerful enough that it'll take, all the heroes of the DC world, well, at least 7 of them, to come together and help take down. But you also want a villain that you can relate to. I make the argument that Doomsday by itself and Batman v Superman, or Doomsday as a character, is not someone you can very much relate to, because he's pretty much just all he does is destroy. That's it. But why does he? Just cause? Okay. But the way they handled him in Batman v Superman, making General Zod Doomsday, for me, did a lot, because it made General Zod's fall even more, impactful. That his remains was turned into this monster creature that couldn't be controlled. And so in my opinion, the DCEU, notwithstanding Suicide Squad, has done a pretty great job with their villains. Lex Luthor, General Zod, Doomsday. I think Steppenwolf will be right up there with him. And I like Syrian Hines. I've only seen him in Game of Thrones, but he definitely had a presence in his limited role. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. And we'll see. I love what I'm hearing.
I actually love this. I love the line that he's trying to get out of his own enslavement to Darkseid. Because, and it might not be a literal enslavement. It could be a psychological or a fear of Darkseid. Like he's being controlled by Darkseid, not like mind control, but he's like, I'm gonna kill you if you don't obey every word I say. And let's not forget that Steppenwolf isn't physically taking on the Justice League by himself. He's bringing an army of parademons, and we've seen in the trailer, which I am so excited for, is an army of parademons fighting Amazonians and Atlanteans and the Justice League. Like that's
a pretty big scale.
If that delivers, this could be one of the best comic book movies of all time. Mm-hmm. If that delivers. Because, look, Avengers is my second favorite movie of all time, hands down, superhero, anything, no matter what. And I love it. And we have 6 heroes fighting this Chitauri army and Loki, right? Justice League is doing something different. They're going to do a full-out war with almost equal amount of bodies.
Yeah.
And this is a guy who directed 300. So
he knows how to do war.
So the more I've watched that trailer and the more I've had to think about that trailer, I'm getting more and more and more excited for Justice League. I can't wait, honestly. And Jason Momoa is, even though I love Ezra Miller, I love Wonder Woman, I love Ben Affleck, obviously, but Jason Momoa is a standout to me. I just love when he's on top of that Batmobile. He's like, yeah. He's like ready to go. Yeah. But anyways, Steppenwolf sounds great. You know what it reminds me of in a different way? It reminds me of Loki, because, look, Loki, yes, he's the villain, right? But he had motives.
Yes.
He wanted to make fools of the Avengers. And it ultimately comes from his hatred towards his brother, or jealousy towards his brother. Mm-hmm. Like, he still loves Thor.
Yeah. He
doesn't necessarily want Thor to die. And, like, even when he, like, stabs Thor on top of the Stark Tower, he knows that's not going to kill him. So... And this could be a very different situation where this guy, Steppenwolf, he's not a good guy, but he's his own being, and he's struggling with, like, damn, I gotta get away from Darkseid, but I still have to follow what he's telling me to do, like, in the meantime, and I'm gonna figure out my own way to spin things in my own interest, and I think that's what we're gonna get.
Yeah.
And I love that line that he said about the getting out of Darkseid's enslavement. Like, it makes me really look forward to the villain, which I wasn't really looking forward to the villain because I don't know much about him or anything like that. So before this, I didn't have anything to go off of, and now I do. So that's awesome.